Dieting is a very hard process, and there's a lot of misinformation online. A lot of these influencers are telling you information that is actually not correct and won't build you that best physique that you're really looking for. For instance, I have cut down around 20 pounds in 6 months, and I am looking the best I've ever have in my life. So let me give you the information that will help you get your best physique in 2026. After this video, you'll know exactly what diet you need to be pursuing, the exact training style and plan that you need with split and rep ranges, and the exact cardio routine that you need to get lean. Watch till the end of the video because the last thing I tell you is going to be the most important for your success. To start off this video, it would not be a true getting lean video without firstly talking about the diet. Now, the diet is going to be 80 to 90% of how you are going to lose your weight. I know a lot of people say that cardio is a really big part of it, and it can be for sure, but your diet is going to facilitate about 80% of your fat loss. Now, to start us off here, I want to talk about what a calorie deficit actually is. A calorie deficit is basically if I'm burning 2,500 calories in one day and I'm eating 2,000 in one day, I'm in a 500 calorie net deficit, which means I'd be burning about 1 pound of fat per week because fat is around 3,500 calories. So 500 net calories per day times 7 is going to be 3,500 calories a week. Now, moving into protein, protein is a very important macronutrient when it comes to losing weight and building muscle because it helps you actively build muscle, preserve muscle, and it actually burns more calories to digest than these carbs and fats do. Carbs and fats burn around 4 calories to digest because they're a little bit easier to digest for our digestive system. But protein is a little more thermodynamic at around 9 calories per gram. The more protein you eat, the more calories that you will burn just by digesting your food per day. This is a very small way to just burn more calories per day as well. Let me show you what a day could look like while eating calorie deficit. You could start off in the morning by fasting, or you could eat a small breakfast that contains mostly protein and fats. You don't want to eat too many carbs in the morning unless you're working out because carbs are a lot easier to eat too much of, which can cause excess weight gain because you could be in a calorie surplus on X. But for breakfast, you could have ground beef and vegetables. That's a common one that I have. And then that could be your pre-workout meal. And then for post-workout, you could have any type of lean meats like chicken, ground beef, steak, eggs, dairy, with some type of carb source as well. And then at night, honestly, you kind of just have anything that fills up your calories. So depending on what you eat in the middle and beginning of the day, you just have to fill up the night with what macronutrients that you still have applicable for the day. Now, one of the most important things that I don't see talked about enough is the importance of the carbohydrates while in a deficit. Carbs are the main source that your body uses for energy, so you want to be eating as many carbs as possible around your workout time. This could mean an hour before your workout and an hour after your workout. You want to be eating a lot because it will help your body fill your glycogen stores in your muscles so you have more energy to perform better in the gym. Think of your muscles as a fuel tank. Glycogen from carbs puts energy and fuel into your muscles so you can use that fuel in the gym to have better workouts, which is very important. So now let's talk about the training routine. First, I want to touch on why weight loss even matters for fat loss. Basically, one study found that if you do not resistance train in the gym, you will lose a majority of your weight from muscle because muscle is a lot easier to burn than fat for the body. The body does not want to burn fat. It wants to burn the easily accessible source, which is muscle, unfortunately. So when you resistance train, you are actively giving signals to the body to not burn this muscle and to keep it, which is why the researchers found that around 80% of the weight from the people that were resistance training was from fat and only 20% was from lean mass, which is muscle. But then the people that didn't resistance train saw almost the opposite results. Around 70% was from muscle they lost and only 30% from fat, which is not what we're looking for at all, and will probably give you a representation of a skinny fat physique. Now, this is why training is important, but how should you actually train? Well, to be honest, the split you pick does not exactly matter too much. You just want to make sure that you're hitting your muscles 2-ish times per week, which could mean you hit them on Monday, you hit them on Thursday, or you hit them on Tuesday, hit them on Sunday. It doesn't really matter. Just kind of whatever works for you and whatever you can stay consistent with. So looking at this, I actually do a push-pull leg split, which is a 6-day split. So I do push-pull legs, repeat, push-pull legs. Now this works for me, right? But it might not work for you if you have less time to go to the gym. So you could do even a 3-day full body split perfectly fine to stay in this deficit and build muscle and retain the muscle that you do have. So don't feel pressure to go to the gym 6 days a week like a lot of people. You can go 3 to 4 times a week, even 2 times a week, and you can see great results still. The most important thing is picking something that you can stay consistent with. Now, moving on to the part that people mostly consider when dieting, and this is going to be the cardio. Now, cardio is very overrated for dieting, in my opinion. The reason is, like I said earlier in the video, diet is going to be 80 to 90% of the weight that you are losing. Cardio is just a little supplement to that. Think about it this way. Eating 1,000 calories worth of food is super easy compared to burning 1,000 calories worth of food. Burning 1,000 calories, if you've ever tried, is absolutely fatiguing. It is super hard. But at the same time, you can eat 1,000 calories with ease if you just go to a fast food restaurant. So think about it this way. You need to be making your diet work 90-ish% because doing too much cardio is going to fatigue you and it's just going to make you hungrier, actually. So you really want to get most of your progress from the diet and less reliant on cardio. Now, I will say doing steps and getting 10,000 steps per day is a great way to burn some extra calories while not fatiguing your nervous system. But I would say keep your cardio on the lower side and supplement it in as much as you need while working on the diet first, because that is the most important part. So now that we understand the 3 main keys, the diet, the training, and the cardio, let's put it all together into a comprehensive program that you can follow after this video. I'm going to give you a split for every amount of times you can go to the gym. If you can only go to the gym 2 times per week, which should be applicable to everybody, I would do a full body split 2 times a week. You want to focus on movements like compound movements, bench press, back squat, pull-ups, and rows. This will make sure that you're hitting efficient muscle groups while still getting a good stimulus in the gym for only 2 days per week. If you can train 3 to 4 days a week, I would do an upper lower split. For the 4-day-a-week group, this is going to hit your muscles twice per week, which is very good for muscle hypertrophy and retaining muscle in a deficit. As well, you are going to be minimizing your time in the gym by only going 4 times per week. So you can spend the other days resting, recovering, maybe doing a little bit of cardio, and just living your life. Now, if you're like me and you have a little bit more time, you could do a 5 or 6 day split, which is great for muscle growth, but you don't need to go that many times to actually see good results. Going 2 to 3 times a week is perfectly fine. So in conclusion, honestly, your split doesn't matter as much as you think. You just need to make sure that you're training hard, meaning close to failure. 3-ish reps in reserve is fine. Anywhere under that is great. But just remember, if you're not training hard, you're not going to give your body a good enough stimulus to keep and build muscle in a deficit. Now, to start off, I would start with maybe 1 to 2 cardio sessions a week. This could look like incline walking for 20, 30 minutes or elliptical. Honestly, whatever cardio you find most fun, you should be doing, because that will make it easier and more consistent for you to do it more often. Now, I just gave you an actionable plan to get your best lean physique in 2026. My channel is all about this kind of information, making you the most athletic, lean, and physically fit person that you can be in your life. My channel helps people just like you achieve your best physique, and I'll have more videos coming out on basic nutrition strategies, training, and form tips in the gym, so you do not miss a video. Make sure to hit that bell and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back. Peace.